Range day. 9mm CZ Scorpion. Range day. Thought about showing you the ammo, but I don't know how social media likes seeing live ammo, so I'm not going to. Gonna wear my ballistic. Well, no, it's not a ballistic helmet. It's a helmet. I want to wear my helmet at the range today while I shoot my 9 CZ Scorpion. It's not a pistol. And I'm recording some footage with my phone. Gonna have a good day. The life of me, I can't find my other magazines. I have one magazine. I have like 15 or 20 of them somewhere in a bag, and I don't know where the hell I put them. But it's okay. Just buy more. Or maybe I won't. I usually have them all in the same place. You know what I mean? It's not. Nobody's watching anyway. So, things charging up. Got my earplugs. Got my hearing protection. Got my wallet. Ready to go. Yeah, the 9mm to me is the ultimate urban round. I mean, the gangbangers know it because that's what they shoot, right? Don't the cops have 9mm? Military uses 9mm. The type of bullet, though, specifically for what you're using it for, is what makes a big difference. That's good to train with full metal jacket because it's cheaper. Right? And why do you want to spend a lot of money on a bullet when all you're trying to do is hit paper? You don't. That was a narrow escape. That's why hollow points are more effective for home defense. I believe, because they'll stay in the body more so than other things. You don't want it just to go in and out like a slug. And for the life of me, I don't know where in the heck I put those other magazines at. I can picture them in my head. Some of them are not even opened yet. Now they're probably somewhere right there in my face, and I just overlooked them. I bet that's what happened. I think my next prep is to organize my basement prepping area because it's getting a little chaotic down there. And without good organization, you have nothing. You end up buying more of the same shit. You don't really need it. Not that it's wrong to have a couple of everything on hand. I mean, I've got about 5 hex sets. And I pretty much take the same one everywhere I go. I forgot to take it today, but no, don't worry. In my weapons cleaning kit, I got another hex set. And another multi-tool device. Well, I have 2 different scopes that I'm gonna use on my CZ Scorpion today. One is a 2x7, and one is a 5 fixed prism. And these were meant for close quarters. You don't hold them right up to your eye. You hold them away, just like you would any close quarters operation. The eye relief is further out to get the good view, if that makes sense. You can't really see that on camera if I put a camera right up to it. If I put a camera away, you probably could. I might try that. So I assembled, disassembled, get a quick check on my CZ Scorpion. It's real easy to do. And it's ready to go. Right now I have it folded in my range bag, actually. It folds real easily. That's why I think it's a great vehicle weapon. Because it could fit right underneath the seat in the back of my truck if I had to. And with magazines, which I thought were back there. Now my CZ Scorpion, it comes with the tip. You can take the tip off and use a suppressor, a direct mount suppressor, a 9mm suppressor. But I don't have a 9mm suppressor. And I want to get one. And maybe now's the time to get one, because our glorious leader passed that bill where you don't have a tax stamp of $200 anymore. That would be nice. $200 less. But the state and the Fed you still have to register a muffler to put on a weapon, just to decrease the noise level a little bit, the decibels. And my 9mm has always been a smooth shot like butter. It's a real soft caliber. It's real light. There's really no recoil. They do make AR 9mm basically that shoot 9mm rounds through an AR platform. Now the CZ Scorpion is not an AR platform, but I might consider investing in one of those as well. To have on hand, as long as it would take the same magazine and not a proprietary magazine like my 300 Win Mag semi-automatic. I had one issue with one magazine, and I took it apart, and it had to be clipped back in, and it was real easy. Thought I was going to have to send it back to the manufacturer until I saw how they took it apart. Just like any other magazine, it's real easy. And that Bear Creek Arsenal proprietary 300 Win Mag magazine, it is damn well built. It's good to give your magazines a little bit of oil where the hinges are, where they meet. Now, I'm not an oil freak, but I like to keep, if there's going to be some friction and some movement, I put a little drop of oil there. Now, I don't know if putting a piece of oil where the spring meets with the catch to bring up the ammo is the best thing in the world, but I did. Maybe I did a little too much. Yeah. I'm going to shoot with my helmet today, my civilian helmet. It's better than any helmet I ever had in the military. I'm going to show you that. And I was in back when we had steel pots where you would have a helmet with a steel pot inside. When I was in school to become a medic, that's the helmets that they issued us to use, to train with. I felt so 1960s from that. Jump school, we used a Kevlar helmet. we had to use their helmets, of course. And boot camp, we used the old Kevlar helmet, the big ones. In Afghanistan, we had to use the smaller, shorter helmets. And we turned in our old helmets. Neither here nor there. They're still Kevlar. Now, this is a Kevlar helmet, but it's more streamlined and far more comfortable on my head. It has extra padding, and it has the same strap that a parachute helmet has. We thought we were cool when we were airborne because we had modified helmets, modified Kevlar helmets that we'd walk around with. Basically, some extra strings to hold everything in place so your neck wouldn't crack when you jump out of a plane. All for an extra, what was the jump pay back then? 110 or 125 a month. All that extra work jumping out of an airplane. Jump status. I'm talking extra work compared to a leg, and that was still worth it regardless of the pay. For an extra $125 a month. Make basically what I make at about an hour now. We'll go over an hour. But those memories, they were worth every penny of it. And I suppose jump pay isn't that much more today. I mean, for decades, it was $55 an hour. From what, back in my era, what my old paratrooper bosses told me. When I was in, it went from, I think, 110 to 125. And I'm sure it's gone up to 250 by now, or some obtuse number that they pick. Leave a comment below on YouTube if you know what the current paratrooper pay, just for basic pay, not Halo. I'm assuming Halo jumpers get extra pay for high altitude, low opening. And I'm sure that if you're doing Halo, you get special warfare pay. And I'm sure that has changed too. I don't really care. But don't divulge how much you make. I don't really want to know. You're already underpaid in the military. We all know that. So, of course, I'm driving by a cornfield because I live in Indiana. Corn looks pretty good. It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. What I find sad, though, is a lot of the farmers, when they don't want to do corn anymore, or sometimes they rotate crops with soy or whatever, they'll sell it and it'll become subdivisions. Like the subdivision I live in used to be a farm. Oh, there's the soy. There's the soy. It's good to rotate the crops. That way you don't deprive the soil of all the nutrition all at once. I'm not a farmer, but that's basically how you rotate things. When I was in the Army, when we would go to Fort Campbell to do a parachute jump, they had a drop zone that was somebody's soy field, and the guy didn't mind just jumping on there. I mean, they had something arranged, I guess. 1/60th, the way it does it. But we'd go there to jump with our 1st and 2nd Battalion brothers. On some cool on a cornfield and a soy field. I guess, well, it was soy when we would do the jumping. Funny thing, I want this because it means more views, okay? More interest and garner more interest. I talked about how on my video, how I was a paratrooper with the 1/60th SOAR. And some guy was making some comments about, I didn't know the 1/60th had paratroopers. Did you have lunch with General Patton and the Marine Corps general. What's his name? And I said, no, I wouldn't have lunch with them because they're a bunch of fucking legs. I guess he didn't understand that the 160th, we did have an airborne unit within the unit that had a specific airborne mission. And if I had been making this shit up my whole life or whatever, a book that I wrote, don't you think somebody would have called me out on it a long, long time ago? Like when I wrote my book over a decade ago, when I talk about jumping out of planes, I think it was some disgruntled 101st guy, 101st Airborne guy, air assault, whatever. It was disgruntled. I don't know. But I didn't delete the comment. I'm not that, my panties don't hurt that much on a bunch. Because those comments, when you leave comments on YouTube, that encourages, that tells YouTube that, hey, there's people watching this video. Let's promote that video. And this happened to be the video that I made about showing off some of my night vision and how it can apply to urban survival. And it's just some fun showing off my night vision and thermal. I guess. Or it could have been someone from the 82nd. Okay, that spent 2 years in the 82nd. And they became an expert of everything all of a sudden. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. But I thanked him for his comment because that just means more growth. And I don't like to not respond to comments. I won't tolerate obscenity or vulgarity to an extreme, or blasphemy. But other than that, say what you want. Make fun of me for being a Trump supporter. Whatever. I'm okay with that. Oh boy. Guess I'm gonna have to turn into the lane here. Don't worry, I got my portable charger here, my battery pack, charging my phone while I'm out doing this live stream before I go shooting. So basically, I have about 200 rounds that I'm going to be shooting today through my CZ Scorpion. And I'm going to get some of the footage from this range expedition that I'm going on today, and I'll be adding it to a video that I'm making about the CZ Scorpion. Now I have that CZ Scorpion EVO 3. What does it mean to me? It means it's just fun to shoot. It's a very, very, very strong rifle, or pistol, or whatever you want to call it. Personal defense weapon. Personal defense arm. I don't know what they call it. Anyway. It's supposed to rain today. I don't care if it's going to rain or not. It's cloudy. 79 degrees outside. It was actually hotter this morning when I first woke up than it is now. you know. All right, stream.